Well folks, a lot has happened since the last time you and I were together. We've got the first appearance in Auchterarder, return to Brooksbank Community Centre, seasons meetings 4, and of course anything goes back in January there. A lot to catch up on, and unfortunately so little time to do it. I'm Justin Crow, and at last, this is episode 2 of the Justin Crow Report. Well, the Tag Team Championships have been on a bit of a yo-yo over the last couple of months here in SWE, so bear with me just while I bring you all up onto speed on everything that has actually been going on. Okay, it's October. We're making our debut in Auchterarder. The belts around the waist of Project Revolution, and the Syndicate want their hands on them. So Andrew Peck says, fine, I'll tell you what guys, you beat Project Revolution in a non-title match, next time around, you'll get your title match. Set, it's on. It's Auchterarder, Project Revolution taking on the Syndicate, and with the assistance of young Sam Ross at ringside, the Syndicate pick up the win they're looking for. So roll on to Brooksbank Community Centre, and the title match is on the line. We've got Project Revolution once again against the Syndicate, belts on the line, and thanks to Stephen Magnus and the ring bell hammer, whack right across Kevin Williams' head, new tag team champions in the form of the Syndicate. So it's a week later, seasons meetings 4 at Aylth Town Hall, the rematch is on. This time now, it's Project Revolution picking up the win and getting the titles back. So, we roll into Anything Goes in January, and it's a tag team table match with the titles on the line, because this time around, Syndicate have cashed in their rematch. Well, everything was going fine, all day, all night, getting ready for the match, and what happens just at the start of the match, Kevin Williams blows his knee out. As he's on the back burner, he's taking it easy, young Luke Xavier taking the actual fight and taking the match. And unfortunately it was him taking the table to the back, and we've got us currently new tag team champions in the form of the Syndicate. What's going to happen as we continue on the highway to hell for Lycra? Is this yo-yo going to keep going back and forward? And are we actually going to see us with a new name in the tag team title hunt? So the SWE Future Division Championship may still be around the waist of the very good Mr. UNG Mackey, but over the last couple of months he's had a great time defending that bad boy. It started off in October there at Auchterarder when he went up against Martin Stallion. Now, anyone that's seen the very good Mr. UNG Mackey compete before will know he's got a bit of a crazy mindset, a bit of the wild, uncontrollable antics, and it was those that he used to capital form to help pick up his win against Martin Stallion. As we rolled into November at Brooksbank Community Centre, he had the belt on the line against Claymore. Now, it was those same antics that helped him to pick up the win, added of course with the benefit of using the dance music of popular 90s group Aqua, that managed to get really inside the mind of the big Claymore. But when he tricked him into taking the fight, shall we say, outside, that he picked up the victory, because he actually managed to lock him outside of the fire exit and pick up a count-out win. The crowd saw the funny side, he saw the humorous side, Claymore just saw anger. Red over the face, really mad at the end of that night. There may still be an untold story to that one. Scottish Wrestling Entertainment is brought to you in part by Osprey Financial Services. If you're looking for an independent financial review, speak to the guys at Osprey Financial Services who will take things at your pace. They'll come to you, sit down, go through your finances and work out a plan that's suitable and perfect just for you. For more information on Osprey Financial Services, follow the link on the SWE Facebook page. So in December and January, the Future Division Championship was actually on hold as the very good Mr. UNG Mackey competed in the Heartland Championship. He picked up the win at seasons meetings there in December, so in January at Anything Goes, it was in the semi-final against Stephen Magnus in SWE's first ever Nursery Crimes match. My friends, you never actually thought children's toys were that dangerous, but there was blood everywhere, a very hard fought match, and it was the very good Mr. UNG Mackey picking up the win. So in the final, he went up against the much bigger Sam Ross. Now, with Sam Ross, as I said, being the much bigger, he actually used that strength and that power to defeat the very good Mr. UNG Mackey and pick up the SWE Heartland Championship of 2012. Now this year, the Heartland Championship winner can actually now claim any title at Hell for Lycra, not tied in only to the Future Division Championship. So come Hell for Lycra, having picked up such a powerful victory over UNG Mackey, is he going to claim for that belt, or is he going to go for the actual SWE Heavyweight Championship? In October in Auchterarder, Mr. News picked up his third consecutive Battle Royal victory and therefore got himself a title shot against Braveheart. So as we got into Brooksbank Community Centre in November, the main event was set for Mr. News taking on Braveheart with the SWE Heavyweight Championship on the line. The match was set to go, we were ready to go, and then the Syndicate came down to ringside and attacked both men. Ian Black then took the microphone and introduced to the crowd the newest member of the Syndicate, none other than Tenacious Johnny Lyons. Well, he came down to ringside, and he was all set to shake hands and all set to seal the deal, when he turned and hit Ian Black, and all hell broke loose then, as the Syndicate then continued to attack Mr. News, Braveheart, and now Tenacious Johnny Lyons. We haven't seen Tenacious Johnny Lyons since then, but the main event was postponed for a new 6-man tag match as the Syndicate took on Braveheart, Mr. News, and Tenacious Johnny Lyons. Those 3 men actually picked up the victory, but as I said, we haven't seen Tenacious Johnny Lyons since then. Is this a new approachable and new sort of upbeat side of Tenacious Johnny Lyons? Only time will tell as we continue on the highway to Hell for Lycra. As we got into December and into Seasons Meetings 4, the match we'd all been waiting for was finally on. It was Mr. News taking on Braveheart, the SWE Heavyweight Championship. It was a great match, respect then for both men from the great Aylth crowd there, but in the end it was actually Braveheart picking up the win, thanks again to outside antics from the Meat Shield. Now, was he working on Claymore's orders? Was he working on Andrea Peck's orders? We do not know, because neither of those two were actually there at Seasons Meetings. We'll need to keep an eye on this one to find out how the story develops on that. In regards to the actual Anything Goes main event in January there at Blairgowrie Town Hall, the main event was set for Braveheart taking on Claymore. Now, the stipulation to this match was a bit of a story. If Claymore won, then Braveheart would not only lose the SWE Heavyweight Championship, but he would leave SWE for good. That being said though, if Braveheart won, then so long as he remained champion, Claymore would never get another shot at the SWE Heavyweight Championship. So the match was on, it was brutal, it was outside the ring, inside the ring, back and forward by both men. But when a clothesline got out of hand and ended up taking out the referee, Claymore saw the opportunity that he needed. After a while the referee came round and counted the pinfall 1, 2, 3. But what he didn't see was both Braveheart's foot and hand on the bottom rope. He called for the victory. I was already in the process of announcing it, but this was Braveheart's career on the actual line. I couldn't announce it. He was screwed. The crowd was telling the referee that. I had to step in and tell the referee it was true. If there's any repercussions coming my way from Claymore, you know what, I'll face those when I come to them. But the match restarted. Braveheart got the sharpshooter in the middle of the ring, and a fair and square victory he got, thanks to Claymore tapping out. He's still champion. Yeah, Claymore's angry at yours truly, but you know what, as I said, I'll face that when I come to it. The fact of the matter is, the man that got me my job in Scottish Wrestling Entertainment is still champion, just as it should be. Well, folks, as we continue on the highway to Hell for Lycra, there's still a few things that we actually need to keep an eye on. First of all, now that Claymore's out of the hunt for the SWE Heavyweight Championship, does that mean we're going to see more of Mr. News focusing on the belt and focusing on Braveheart? Also, speaking of being in the hunt, we've since found out on the SWE YouTube channel that All Night Ian Ambrose is actually going back in the hunt for the SWE Future Divisions Championship. Unfortunately though, he's going to have to take a number and wait in the queue, because thanks to the 4-man ladder match at Anything Goes, Martin Stallion actually now has himself a #1 contendership for the SWE Future Division Championship. And of course, speaking of Anything Goes, that was when we saw the SWE debut of 4 SWA competitors, that of course being John the Bomb Graham, Glenn Dunbar, Damien O'Connor and Jam O'Malley. Will we be seeing more of those guys on the run up to Hell for Lycra? Only time will tell. And speaking of time though, I am unfortunately out of time just now. The next time we're back in action, there's 4 dates in March that we are in action. That's Dunblane, Menziehill Community Centre, Kirkton Community Centre, and up north in Peterhead. I'll have the rundown on those shows next time, but until then, I'm Justin Crow. Thanks a lot for watching.